Hello, my name is John Schneider. When I was a kid, I used to visit my Grandma Vi in the Jersey Bayshore area, and I'd take 8mm movies of my family and their friends. In fact, I was the family filmmaker. Today I live here, but traded my film camera for video, and recently shot this tugboat in the Shrewsbury River. Welcome to Jersey Bayshore country. This is where you'll find Raritan Bay, the Atlantic Ocean, as well as Sandy Hook Bay. Where is the Jersey Bayshore? Let's get oriented by starting with the big picture. It's somewhere in here, part of the universe, and definitely part of our world. But it's like no place I've ever experienced. And as soon as we land, I'll show you around. Hello everyone, I'm your host, John Schneider, and on this episode, we're going up the Navesink River at the Jersey Bayshore. But before we do, let's get oriented. Here's an aerial photograph. Now let's frame it so it's the same area as the nautical map. And let's name the waterways and then identify where we'll get started. Right by the bridge, which goes over the Shrewsbury River, connecting Highlands to Seabright. The start of our journey is located at this red dot, and our destination is just past the town of Red Bank, New Jersey, right here. One more map and we'll get going, I promise. Here's Highlands, and here's Hartshorn Woods Park, which we'll pass along the way. It's at the mouth of the Navesink, and here's the bridge we're going to be leaving from. And finally, here's Seabright, which is located right across from the mouth of the Navesink. And yes, that red dot is our boat, which is gassed up and ready to go. So enough lecturing. Let's take a look from our video drone. And here's the Shrewsbury River looking south with Seabright on the left and Highlands on the right, and the bridge is behind us. And we're heading south, but only for a minute because we're going to turn right at the tip of Hartshorn Woods. And the current here can be pretty strong because it gets swirling as the Navesink slams into the Shrewsbury River before heading out to Raritan Bay. While we're headed to the mouth of the river, let me first say it's not exactly a river. It's an estuary about 8 miles long and surrounded by communities of Middletown, Red Bank, Fairhaven, and Rumson. And officially, it's called not the Navesink, but the North Shrewsbury River, although hardly anybody ever calls it that. Okay, we've made the turn to start heading west on the Navesink River. Incidentally, we'll see a number of commercial barges and a dredging ship today. Now, this guy is headed up to help some dock facility at the home of someone living along the north bank of the Navesink River. And here is Barley Island in Rumson to our left. Until 1955, all the Barley Islanders, as they called them, rented their land from a retired Danish sea captain. When he decided to sell, they formed a corporation and bought the land jointly. This entire area, by the way, was originally populated by the Lenni Lenape Indian tribe. And there's a communications antenna located in Atlantic Highlands. And here's the Oceanic Bridge, built in 1939 and part of the Middletown Historic District. It joins Middletown to Rumson. I really do enjoy going over and under the Oceanic Bridge. It's just a nice low-to-the-water experience. The 100-foot steel bascule of the bridge's 2,700-foot-long span is about to open. All right, so shall we go under it? Okay, I just gave the signal to the bridge operator, and the bascule is going up. The bridge tender, by the way, is located in that castle, which is my favorite part of the bridge. All right, I have to admit, the bridge isn't really opening for me, but for him, the barge we saw earlier. Brawn before brains, I always say. But we'll follow closely behind so we can see the bridge closing from above. And here comes, what did I call them? That's right, the bascules, which is French for seesaw and also the word balance. So now you know. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, here we come out the other side, and look, there's another castle diagonally across from the other one. And here's the Middletown and Navesink Village side of the bridge. And incidentally, one of these homes belongs to rock star John Bon Jovi, but let's leave him a little privacy, shall we? Looks like a villa in Italy, doesn't it? And here's a castle in Edinburgh. And look, a summer cottage right next to it. Then there are all these seagulls just hanging out together for lunch. Let's see how close we can get to them. Now, they don't seem too worried. Well, back to my dream homes. Okay, to be fair, there are some wonderful homes in Fairhaven as well. Or maybe this is Rumson, I'm not exactly sure. They're pretty close together in this area. Anyway, look at these beauties. How much do you think we're talking here? I'd say at least 100,000, right? Right, probably when they were first built a couple of 100 years ago. And here's the Shrewsbury River Yacht Club in Fairhaven, which was mostly comprised of vaudevillians in the early 1930s. In fact, at the turn of the century, the village of Fairhaven was known as the place, quote, on the beautiful Shrewsbury where Broadway comes to rest after a hard season of playing the boards, unquote. And here's a municipal fishing pier. Nice place to be on a sunny day, or any day for that matter. More of the North Shore. Here's a nest, presumably for an osprey, but we're not going to get close enough to find out. Are you getting bored looking at mansions? Yeah, me too. So let's take a break and just look at what this waterfront used to look like. Ah, the pause that refreshes. It's nice, isn't it? Okay, we got to get going here. Let's move along. Yep, back to the homes. And there's the town of Red Bank, which was founded in 1736 and called Red Bank because, well, seriously, guess. It had red banks, of course. Whether you live in Red Bank or any of the towns we passed along the way, these are the people who really enjoy things like power boating, crabbing, fishing, sailing, canoeing, kayaking, bird watching, swimming, rowing. I mean, you name it. Even the winter months when the river freezes, you see people out there ice skating and ice boating. Oh man, it's a great place to be. And there's Riverview Hospital, where some of the patients and staff have some pretty nice views. Now we're going to take another look at some of the houses on the other side on our return trip. And next to the hospital and marina is an outdoor waterfront restaurant. There it is. See the tents? And next to this funky little place is Marine Park, where Red Bank has most of its outside festivals and events, and they do have a lot. It's got a playground, too. And here it is, Monmouth Boat Club, but sadly, I am not a member. I love this park with its reclining surface down to the river and lots of places to sit. I'm not sure what's in this building, but on the outside, it's a great place to check your hair. And here's the historic Molly Pitcher Hotel. Next to it is a modern hotel, Oyster Point, and we're going inside right now to an art exhibition where Jersey Bayshore artist Mike Kwan is showing off his work about Red Bank. you've got 25 pieces here?
Something like that, yeah.
Fantastic. Do you have a name for the show, a theme
Yes,
for the
it's
show?
called Red Bank Comes Alive.
Really? Do you like Red Bank?
Yes, love Red Bank.
Very cool. So before we move on up the Navesink, let's take a large turn in the boat to see where we are. There's Red Bank. And then again, on the other side of the river is Middletown. And again, here's the hotel where we just saw the art exhibition, and here's another bridge to go under. It's called Cooper's Bridge, which carries Route 35 traffic across the Navesink River. And standing watch near the bridge is another one of our feathered friends. To fly or not to fly? That is the question. This guy's already made the decision. Fly, fly like the wind. This relatively new bridge replaced the original bridge, which had operated for more than 70 years. On the other side of the bridge is a railroad bridge and another vehicular bridge that goes to River Plaza and Lincroft, which are two villages in Middletown. Now we're looking back at Cooper's Bridge with Red Bank on the right. And now we're going under the railroad bridge, and then we're going to turn around right here because there's just too much construction activity up ahead. And it's really not that interesting, believe me. And besides, I've got a few surprises to show you while we head back. This is the Middletown side as we head back. And look at some of the homes we didn't see too well when we came up the river. Not sure if you can see it, but there's Oceanic Bridge, which we crossed under at the beginning of our voyage, way off there in the distance. Here's a nice secluded point hiding a very nice home, and one not so secluded. What kind would you prefer? Oh, here's one partially secluded, and another. A country village on the lake, perhaps. I think a prince and princess must summer here. And then throw in a dash of modern and who knows. Or both modern and traditional together. All kinds of homes here. Along the banks, the private beach is tended to. There are probably some homes which need tenders, I'd imagine. More beautiful homes on the Middletown side. And right there along that fence is River Road, a wonderful road to drive along. These are the kind of houses many of us can only dream about, right? So beautiful along here. Looks a little like the White House, pillars and all, doesn't it? And every once in a while, a stretch of nature with nary a home, well, except for this one. Will these homes ever end? Nope, I guess not. Oh, good. An end in sight. Oceanic Bridge at last. Okay, soak it all in because we'll be back to reality in just a few minutes. I told you Bon Jovi lives among these homes, right? But let's not tarry here. The bridge is fast approaching. Okay, check out the 3 outboards on that boat. My question is, why not 4 or 5 or 6? And this is the end of our house tour. The birds are here to cheer us on. And here we go, under the old-timer. And here's one of the surprises I told you about. It's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Hopper Dredge Currituck, which is located just beyond this bridge at the mouth of the Navesink River. It's dredging in the channel where it's somewhat shallow along the edges, and so the dredger has been sucking up sand in the critical shoals and sandbars located both in the Shrewsbury River and the Navesink River. And when complete, the dredge will have removed about 34,000 cubic yards of sand from this channel. Where does the removed sand go, you ask? Well, here's the really interesting part of the story. It's dumped where it's needed, along the Atlantic coast of Sandy Hook in approximately 12 to 15 feet of water. And here is the strangest part. The Currituck is a self-propelled split-hull hopper dredge, which actually splits in half to drop its collected sand at the designated spot. I mean, it kind of opens like a clamshell. And now a special message from Clem, the Bayshore Clam, who wants to talk to you tourists out there. Hey, what's going on? You're standing in front of my son. What's that? Is this a nude beach? No, this is not Gunnison Beach on Sandy Hook. And just because I'm not wearing clothes, I'm a raisin, for goodness sakes, a raisin. Yeah, raisin in the sun. Very funny. Oh, I look like a clam to you? Let me ask you. You ever seen a talking purple clam? No, I'm purple, so that makes me a raisin, right? Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, you got me. I'm a clam. But I ain't so delicious like the other clams here at the Jersey Bayshore, so don't be getting any ideas. What about you? Who are you to ask all these personal questions about what species I am? Hey, I get it. You're a Benny asking all these questions. You are definitely and undeniably a true Benny. And so, now the shoes on the other, whatever you humans have down there. Okay, unfold your beach chair, stick your umbrella in the sand, and I'll tell you what's what around here from a clam's point of view. Name's Clem, like I said, I'm a clam, but I'm not to be eaten. Understand? Never eat a purple clam unless it's in an Easter basket. Understand? Okay, good. Well, what's your first question, my fine feathered Benny? Good question. What's a Benny? Well, we try to keep it a secret around here and only call you Benny behind your back just before summer, like, the Bennies are coming. Yeah, no, we're a little paranoid. I guess you have a right to know, but don't tell anybody around here I told you. They'd eat me right out of the half shell if they found out I was yapping about it. All right, the official Urban Dictionary describes a Benny as a summer tourist here at the New Jersey Bayshore. And you come from other parts of New Jersey or the Big Apple or as far away as the city of brotherly love. By the way, I love your cheesesteaks, but you gotta hold the grease. Bivalves are good at filtering, but not grease. Not so much. Grease is bad. Anyway, according to the definition, which I've memorized for occasions such as these, you Bennies like to come down here for a day, 2 days, or a week at the most with your family or romantic interest. And you do this because you truly believe that your Jersey Bayshore is both a family-oriented vacation spot, according to our sources, and you are extremely romantic. Although I have my doubts. Anyway, you Bennies actually voted in some magazine for the Jersey Bayshore as one of the best places in the state of New Jersey for a romantic getaway. How sweet. Just keep it in your room, pal. Okay, and here's an interesting factoid. You Bennies like to make a point of showing off by flashing large amounts of cash, usually $100 bills. We don't have much of that around here. We don't have a lot of money. I am open to gratuities for my well-founded advice, so feel free to stuff 100 in my shell. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah, you're a Benny 'cause you got a camera. That's a dead giveaway. So, that's a lovely camera you have there. How come you never take pictures with clams? We see you taking pictures of one of our magnificent scenic overlooks, frequently exclaiming, "Oh, I had no idea that New York City was so close to here." And things like, "Oh, look, you can actually see this or that from here." And then you say, "Wow, look at all the ships in the Atlantic Ocean." Well, we're kind of used to people being surprised at the great views. Oh, you have pictures you want me to look at right now? Oh, yes, well, yeah, no need. I've seen your posts on Facebook. They're very, very, very nice. But again, no pictures of clams. Let me also guess, you've spent some time in your car, yes, clogging up our local roadways while we are trying to get somewhere important, like trying to get to our boats or to the place where they serve great food on the waterfront. Not clams, however. Or maybe we're trying to cross the bridge over to Sandy Hook, and guess what? All of you Bennies are trying to cross the bridge at the same time. It's why we had to build a new one. Too many Bennies. And being a clam, I'm very interested in water quality around here. Seems like all I do is filter the waterways because you keep throwing your beer cans over the side of your boat. Really? Really? Would I throw stuff in your backyard? No, I would not. In fact, I wouldn't even be in your backyard. We like to keep our 35 miles of beautiful beaches on the river, bay, or ocean somewhat clean. And incidentally, here's a question for you. Why are so many bennies concerned about swimming in our rivers or the bay? You afraid of our man-eating bivalves? We ain't gonna kill you. We're delicious. We swim in the rivers and bay all the time because the water is clean, thanks to us bivalves filtering it every chance we get. And what's best about our river and bay beaches? They're not too crowded because you bennies always try to force-fit yourselves onto one of the Sandy Hook beaches. Well, that's okay. That's okay with us. Just gives us more room. Don't be telling any of the other bennies I told you this little secret, even though I shouldn't tell you what I'm about to tell you. Because you'll just jump in your car and start clogging up our roadways again. Here goes. There's actually a lot more to do and see here at the Jersey Bay shore than just lying in the sun and cooking like a flank steak with a side of boardwalk fries. You ready for this? New Jersey Bay shore has plenty of history you can actually see. This was the crossroads of the American Revolution. This is where you can see the British fighting the American patriots so Clams could be free of British domination. It's all here. Shopping in some great little all-American towns for almost anything your heart desires. We got antique stores, house and garden tours, boat rides, fishing, crabbing, and even scuba diving and parasailing. And sad to say, we still have folks who go clamming. But I'm working hard to get it outlawed. Probably not in my generation, though. Lately, I've been smelling garlic on linguine for some reason. Anyway, speaking of clams, why is it so hard for you bennies to shell out some extra clams so your kids or girlfriend can actually spend the night with us? You afraid we might do something crazy with them? We do have places where you can stay comfortably for the night, instead of racing down the Garden State Parkway to get home after a beautiful day at the beach. You ever hear the concept of a bed and breakfast? We even have some of those newfangled hotels. Oh, here's an idea. Maybe you've got some friends here you can actually stay with, or if you don't act like one of those regular bennies, maybe you can even make some new friends and start staying with them. We're actually pretty friendly here at the Jersey Bay shore, but lots of you bennies have already left our area to spend your time on the turnpike in traffic while the sun goes down. What a waste of a good sunset. Why not stay the night, and then you can go on one of our sunset cruises where you again might actually have to shell out a few clams, pardon the expression, so your family or friends can have the time of their lives. So stop being so cheap and live a little. We actually enjoy your money as much as you do. So if you do stay the night, our nightlife is fantastic. Unfortunately, most of the bennies have left the building by the time the sun goes down. But if you do stay, there's lots to do. We've got a big amusement park right on the water with beaches, fishing pier, and everything. We've got clubs and restaurants, outdoor concerts, and even shopping when the stars come out to shine over Raritan Bay. But no, you go right ahead and use your Easy Pass to the express lane so you can get home as quickly as possible. And oh, if you're easily frightened when the lights go out, and stay away from our haunted houses. We have several of these spooky places, which also give tours. You won't catch me in one of those places. I'm feeling kind of clammy just thinking about it. Oh, you're a Benny, all right. I can see your eyes getting bigger. But don't look at me that way. I'm not delicious. Well, all right. I am delicious, but not right this minute. Think about something else, like a brand-name restaurant like Burger Queen, McDougal's, and their friendly meals, as well as Black Olive Garden. Stop. Stop. Don't ever think about places like that. You might as well be home, for goodness sakes. Have you ever thought of actually entering a restaurant to sample the local fare with local people, or do you hunger for the sameness of your boring, everyday existence? This is the Jersey Bay Shore. There's nothing regular about our lives, and we like it just fine. Who knows, you may like it too. And the clams ain't so bad either, except just not right now. All right, my friend, I've got to get back into the water to do a little filtering. A bivalve's work is never done, and look at the time. Shouldn't you be thinking about checking your email or texting somebody? If you do connect with the modern world while you're getting back to nature here at the Jersey Bay Shore, I think it's crazy, but if you do, then you might as well visit jerseybayshore.com and take a look at the hundreds of videos showing you exactly what's what, where to go, what to see, and how to get where you want to go. That's jerseybayshore.com. Hey, you ain't bad for a Benny. Maybe we'll run into each other on Gunnison Beach, and I'll slap some lotion on your back. Or maybe not. Check you later, pal. Check you later. Well, I hope you didn't take offense with Clam's strange sense of humor, but I know you'll be happy to know this episode of Jersey Bay Shore has come to an end. I'm just kidding. Thanks so much for watching, and please do join us again next week for something different here at the Jersey Bay Shore. So long for now.